What is the plot of the book?
Okay, the plot revolves against, a whole family and their decisions, in which either greatly impacts or greatly, doesn't impact on how each of them behave later in the future. Along with that, it also involves little side stories of each of them, and we also have some experts of Celia's letters, which gives us more insight in the events throughout the book.
Can you tell us about the setting of the book?
Alright, so most of the times the setting of the book occurs in either Cuba or New York. Occasionally it goes to other places like Italy, some other places that I won't spoil about. Yeah, Cuba's mostly because that's where Celia lives in, which is like near the ocean and everything. And then New York because that's where most of the other family live. Like,
The time period, it takes place from the 1970s to 1980s during the Cuban Revolution, which is kind of like important to the characters' motivations and relationships.
Who do you think the audience is?
Now, if I'm gonna be honest, this book is in no way meant for children. It has a lot of stuff in it that I feel like probably shouldn't be in a high school book. But I mean, it may be like some random adult would enjoy it. Personally, I don't think the audience for this book is at least high schoolers.
It is questionable, but I feel like it could be suitable for high schoolers.
It depends what type of high schooler you are.
You just need the interest. Just need the interest.
What is the author's style of writing?
So for style of writing, it's like telling the story from the perspective of different characters, so you can get different point of views or like different information that a certain character might not have been there for, so you wouldn't have known that it happened if it was just one character's perspective.
Yeah, it's like that, and it's very random sometimes on the ways it does flashbacks. Sometimes the flashbacks connect to the story. Sometimes they're just completely out of nowhere. I just love how random it is. I love how unpredictable.
Personally, I do not like how random the book is. Maybe
I
some
love-
other people.
I just
find
love the unpredictability. Is that a word?
unpredictability.
Unpredictability.
What are the themes and issues of Dreaming in Cuban?
One of the bigger themes or issues in Dreaming in Cuban is mental health. I just feel like every single character has something that they struggle with mentally. Lords, when that whole thing where she stayed inside and she thought that if she went outside that someone would do to her.
Basing off on what Laila was saying, she thought that the sun would disintegrate her slowly.
She just didn't take care of her kids, and eventually Celia had. Not spoiling. I probably shouldn't say all that. Cut that out.
So Lourdes, again, her problems with eating, she's like always either eating way too much or like starving herself. Family dynamics is also another big theme in this story.
We have Lourdes and Benito getting along well. Throughout the book, we have Celia and Pilar very, obviously getting well along. Which kind of shows on, the parallel to the dynamics and how each of them work. But you're gonna have to read the book to find out.
How does this book reference communism and the Cuban Revolution?
Well, like we said, it takes place during the Cuban Revolution, and that starts some conflicts within the family. Like, that's part of the reason that Lourdes went to New York and Celia stayed in Cuba.
It also kind of affects harder dynamics. It's a little part where it's in Cuba they're thinking socialism or death, and then back, at least what Lourdes is, socialism is death, which can actually greatly show on how the family works in terms of their dynamics.
Who's the main character of the book?
Well, in the beginning, I would definitely say Celia, but then it tricks you, and then think it's Felicia. But then Pilar and Lourdes. Really, there is no main character.
Really, the family is more of the main character, just in general, the family, because it doesn't one character is not what's the word?
More important.
Yeah, it isn't more important than everyone else. Everyone gets their equal time in the book to talk about what they're experiencing and what they're going through.
Yeah, so in their own way, they're all special. they all have their own.
I do feel like Celia is more of like a narrator. That's something that
Yeah.
Who is your favorite character?
No.
So personally for me, I forgot their names already. But it's the twins. You know, they're probably the most normal ones. Normal reactions out of every single person. Well, except maybe.
Yeah, Pilar is pretty normal, and I just like, I kind of relate to her, like, with how she's just like so confident and how she just, I don't know how to say this, but she just, the way she is and how she wants to get out, like, she went to art school, she went to, I think it was Italy. I just like her character a lot. I like how confident she is.
My favorite character is Celia because I like how she, what's the word? I don't know. Like tells the story. She keeps it moving. She keeps her family connected, even though none of them are like talking to her. They're all out in the world, but she still keeps them in her heart and tells their stories to the.
Speaking of that, I feel like Pilar is kind of going to be the one to bring everyone back together. Like just because she's the only tie between Celia and her other family.
How does this book compare to Clapham Lane?
There are like not a lot, but like certain parallels to it. Like in Pilar and Camino's characters, because they both feel like trapped where they are, and they both talk about wanting to get out. And also, the way that Lourdes doesn't want Pilar to go to Cuba, just like how he doesn't want Yahaira to go to the Dominican Republic. That felt very similar.
She's kind of like trapped, like she's feeling trapped, just like Camino did.
It's also like the divide between the family because of events that happen within the book. It's like you have one side, you have
The part of the family in Cuba and the part of the family in New York.
and
The family in New York and the family in the Dominican Republic.
yeah, it's the same way. They both connect to each other in terms of the situations.
And I guess how Camino and Yahaira were like the connection for the two families to come together, so I feel like Pilar is like that one connection.
So, from the book, it is a conversation with Cristina Garcia. And she actually says, Dreaming in Cuban started out as a poem. What is your honest rating of this book?
Okay, personally, I would give it 1 star out of pure honesty and my pure decisions. I won't explain why, but yeah.
I would give it 3 stars just because in the beginning I wasn't very interested in it, but eventually throughout the book I got more interested, and yeah, like the plot started actually developing somewhat.
I would say 3 stars maybe, because it was like an interesting concept, but it got a little confusing at times.
Definitely.
What is your rating of the book?
2 stars, out of pity. I didn't really like the book. It was kind of good in the beginning, and then it kind of,
It's weird.
the weird words, yeah.